The current leader in content creation is hands down BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed was created by Jason Peretti in 2006 and has expanded from listicles and animal memes to investigative journalism, foreign news bureaus, local sites from London to Sao Paulo, and a staff of over 300 that includes a Pulitzer Prize winner. BuzzFeed's core philosophy of content curation is centered around the emotional needs of its audience. Jason has said, "What need does a story play in someone's life? When you're having a rough day at work and see 13 simple steps to get you through a rough day, that's servicing an emotional need. Look at this hedgehog wearing a tiny hat. You feel better. You share it with your friends. And while you can have some success with tactical approaches, a more powerful approach is to ask, is this a compelling human story?" A lot of the emotionally compelling content that people share on BuzzFeed is not just funny, it's news. BuzzFeed's aim is to provide a mashup of both because they both serve the needs of their audience. BuzzFeed also uses quizzes extensively. In 2013, BuzzFeed found that a quiz entitled "Which Grease Pink Lady Are You?" had accumulated the most shares of any post that year. As a result, quizzes became a daily content type used by all teams, including the news team. Quizzes also demonstrated what BuzzFeed learned to utilize: identity. People like to share things that say something about themselves. Per Jason, if you share a Harvard Business Review article, it's partly because your peers see you sharing something from a respected publication. People got used to this idea that you had to dumb down your content to be popular. In fact, you're more likely to spread smart content. BuzzFeed did a very literary post on books you need to read in your 20s. It has millions of views, partly from people who want to be seen as literary. BuzzFeed is also leading the way in video and leveraging its inherent shareability. Further, BuzzFeed's content strategy is built on data. The data science team relies on analytics, the design team tests different versions of website pages, and the company uses machine learning to predict which stories might spread. Let's learn more from BuzzFeed.
My name is Edwin Wong. I'm Vice President of Research and Insights, and I work at BuzzFeed. I think being in the space that I'm in, research and insights, it's a remarkable place to be today because there's just so much data that you can use where you understand when people engage, when they're dropping off, why they're even dropping off. And so really having a group that is where you champion that group and you really listen to the insights folks, but also having insights folks know that there's data and there's also human interaction, and being able to have that connection to creatives will help to create the best sort of content. And so having that relationship and that loop with our creatives is one of the best things that I see at BuzzFeed. One of the things that we've actually seen in the data is that we're able to tag a lot of the content that we put out there. There are pillars of content, or content pillars, as you will. They're funny, or it's exciting, or it's identity-based, or it's knowledge-based, all things that we're pretty privy to in terms of scoring content. What was really interesting is we did an analysis last year during the holidays for our branded content. And identity, being able to connect with the consumer, that was the branded content from advertisers that ended up being looked at most, as well as being shared the most. And so there's this really interesting dynamic that ends up happening with the consumer when it really reaches them in a new way. That's much more powerful than knowledge-based content or a piece of sale content. Because if you want to actually share something, you have to offer this gift to the consumer, so they're willing to offer that gift to their friends and family.
BuzzFeed's golden rules of shareability sum up their overall content strategy. The rules include: don't use tricks. People don't like to feel stupid. Your headlines should relate to the content. You don't ever want to leave readers with a bad experience. Be yourself. Content should reflect your own identity, not anyone else's. Make content you would be proud to share. Experiment. No ideas are bad ideas. And have a heart.